soft voice, gentle tone. You ever feel like life hits you with a storm out of nowhere? One moment, everything's calm, and the next, the winds are raging, and you're wondering if God's still with you. That's exactly where the disciples found themselves one night on the Sea of Galilee. It had been a long day. Jesus had been teaching crowds from a boat, parables, stories, lessons about the kingdom of God. As the sun began to set, Jesus turned to his disciples and said, "Let's go over to the other side." Mark 4:35. They didn't question him. They were fishermen. The water was familiar. They set out across the sea as night settled in, the boat rocking gently under a quiet sky. But storms, they don't always give warnings. Somewhere in the darkness the wind began to howl. The waves grew taller, crashing against the boat. The calm sea turned wild, tossing them around like a toy. Water splashed over the sides. The small boat filled quickly. Panic set in. They bailed with their hands, their clothes soaked, their hearts pounding. And Jesus was asleep, right there in the stern, head on a cushion, calm, unbothered, resting in perfect peace. The disciples couldn't take it anymore. They rushed to him shouting, "Teacher, don't you care that we're about to drown?" Mark 4:38. Can you feel that question? God, don't you care what's happening to me? We've all asked it. In our storms, in our pain, when fear takes over and faith feels small. Jesus stood up. The wind whipped his robe, waves crashed at his feet, and he looked out over the chaos and spoke 3 words. Peace, be still. Mark 4:39. Just like that, the wind stopped, the waves calmed, the night grew silent. No thunder, no storm, only still water and wide eyes. He turned to his disciples and said, "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" Mark 4:40. They didn't even know what to say. They whispered to each other, "Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him." Mark 4:41. That's the power of Jesus. He doesn't just calm the wind, he calms hearts. He doesn't promise no storms, he promises his presence in the middle of them. When life feels out of control, when fear rises higher than your faith, remember, Jesus hasn't left your boat. He's still there, still Lord, still able to speak peace into chaos. So if you're in a storm right now, take a breath. God's not sleeping on you. He's waiting for you to trust him enough to call his name. And when you do, just like that night on the sea, he'll whisper again, "Peace, be still."